Biomed, Nexus Daily Updates, your essential biotech, medtech, and pharma recap. No noise, just what matters. TLDR Rocket Pharma RCKT received accelerated FDA approval for Kresladi, the first gene therapy for severe leukocyte adhesion deficiency type I, LADI. Rocket also received a rare pediatric disease priority review voucher, PRV. The stock rose 11 to 13%. ACC.26 delivered 2 practice-changing late-breaking trials, both published simultaneously in the New England Journal of Medicine. Boston Scientific's BSX ECOS system was superior to anticoagulation alone for intermediate-risk pulmonary embolism, HI-PATHO. Left atrial appendage closure was non-inferior to NOACs for AFib and superior on bleeding, Champion AF. The week ahead is dominated by Lilly's Orforglipron target action date on April 10th and Novo's Wegovy HD US commercial launch. Executive takeaway: the weekend delivered massively on 2 fronts. Rocket Pharma finally landed FDA approval for Kresladi after a 2024 rejection, marking the first gene therapy for severe LADY and the company's first-ever commercial product. The approval came via the accelerated pathway based on a surrogate biomarker with confirmatory data required through a post-marketing registry. For Rocket, the approval itself matters less commercially. LADI has roughly 25 new US cases per year than what it unlocks, a priority review, voucher worth 100 million plus, and a validated manufacturing platform that fundamentally de-risks the rest of its pipeline, particularly the Danon disease program. At ACC.26 in New Orleans, 2 late-breaking trials completely reshaped interventional cardiology. CHI-PATHO showed that Boston Scientific's ECOS catheter, directed thrombolysis system, was superior to anticoagulation alone for intermediate-risk PE, delivering the first Level 1 evidence for interventional PE treatment. Champion AF demonstrated that left atrial appendage closure with the Watchman FLX device is non-inferior to NOACs for preventing stroke and cardiovascular death in AFib patients, while being superior on non-procedural bleeding. Both were published simultaneously in the NEJM, which tells you everything you need to know about their editorial and clinical significance. Read Full Analysis, What to Watch, Orforglipron, April 10th. Lilly's oral GLP-1 target action date is 11 days away. An approval gives Lilly 3 distinct metabolic blockbusters on or near the market: tirzepatide, retatrutide, Orforglipron. Peak sales estimates sit at 13B. Novo Wegovy HD launch, April. Available across 7,000+ US pharmacies. Watch for initial prescribing volume and early commercial uptake signals as it challenges Zepbound. Rocket PRV monetization. Management said it will evaluate options for the voucher to enhance financial flexibility and maximize shareholder value. A sale at recent market prices, 100 to 200 ments, would extend the cash runway well beyond Q2 2027 and directly fund the Danon disease pivotal program. ACC.26 Day 3, data today. Spirit HF, spironolactone in HFpEF, Scout HCM, mavacamten in adolescent HCM, and Cadence sotatercept in PH-HFpEF are presenting today. Any of these readouts could move stocks. Today's top story: Rocket finally lands Kresladi approval after a 2-year journey. What happened? The FDA granted accelerated approval for Rocket Pharma's RCKT Kresladi, marnetegragene autotemkel, the first gene therapy for the treatment of pediatric patients with severe LADI without an available HLA-matched sibling donor for allogeneic stem cell transplant. Rocket also received a rare pediatric disease priority review voucher. The mechanism: Kresladi consists of the patient's own hematopoietic stem cells genetically modified to introduce functional copies of the ITGB2 gene. Following conditioning, a single intravenous infusion restores CD18 and CD11A cell surface expression on white blood cells addressing the root cause of the immune disease. The data, the Phase 1-2 trial showed 100% overall survival at 12 months and through the full duration of follow-up. All primary and secondary endpoints were met. Significant reductions in severe infections, healing of skin lesions, and restoration of wound healing capability were universally observed. The regulatory path. This is an accelerated approval based on surrogate biomarker data, neutrophil, CD18, CD11A expression. The FDA is requiring confirmatory post-marketing data through an ongoing study and patient registry. Notably, CBER Director Vinay Prasad's statement emphasized the FDA's commitment to significant regulatory flexibilities for rare disease gene therapies. Executive impact. LADI affects roughly 25 new patients per year in the US, meaning Kresladi will not be a major revenue driver. Leerink analyst Mani Foroohar noted the PRV sale is the key near-term financial event, while the approval offers positive read-through to the rest of Rocket's pipeline. The most significant pipeline asset is RP-A501 for Danon disease. Rocket reported $188.9 million in cash at year-end 2025. Monetizing this PRV secures their future. Clinical and research updates, ACC.26, HI-PETHO. Boston Scientific's ECOS system is now the standard for intermediate-risk PE. What happened? The HI-PETHO trial, the first large-scale randomized controlled trial powered for clinical endpoints in intermediate-risk PE, demonstrated that ultrasound-facilitated catheter-directed thrombolysis, ECOS system, plus anticoagulation was superior to anticoagulation alone. Results were presented at ACC.26 and published simultaneously in the New England Journal of Medicine. The data. The trial enrolled 544 patients across 59 sites. The composite primary endpoint, PE-related death, hemodynamic decompensation or collapse, and symptomatic PE recurrence within 7 days, was met with a statistically significant reduction in clinical events. Critically, the intervention did not increase major bleeding risk and hospital stays were shorter in the ECOS arm. Executive impact. This is the first Level 1 evidence supporting interventional therapy over anticoagulation alone for PE, the third leading cause of cardiovascular death. Boston Scientific's BSX CMO called the data sufficient to support consideration of ECOS plus anticoagulation as a first-line therapy. This trial establishes a new treatment paradigm and could significantly expand ECOS procedure volumes globally. Champion AF, left atrial. Appendage closure goes head-to-head with blood thinners. What happened? The Champion AF trial showed that device-based left atrial appendage closure, Watchman FLEX Boston Scientific, was non-inferior to NOAC therapy in reducing the combined rate of cardiovascular death, stroke, or systemic embolism at 3 years in AFib patients. LAO was also superior to NOACs on pre-specified non-procedure-related bleeding. Executive impact. This is the first prospective multinational randomized trial to demonstrate LAO is comparable to NOACs in patients who are eligible for long-term anticoagulation, regardless of whether they have undergone prior AFib ablation. Previous data had been not non-inferior, creating massive clinical uncertainty. Champion AF resolves that question and substantially expands the eligible patient population for LAAO, another major win for Boston Scientific's structural heart franchise. Read Full Analysis, Biomed Nexus Pro, Institutional Intelligence Brief, in today's Pro Brief, Rocket's platform. Validation. Why the LADI approval matters far more for the Danon disease program than for LADI revenue. The PE treatment paradigm shift, what HI-PETHO means for Boston Scientific's interventional franchise and competing catheter-based PE technologies. Champion AF and the LAO market expansion, how the non-inferior result against NOACs expands the addressable patient population by millions. Catalyst. Calendar, March 30th to mid-2026. Today, March 30th, ACC.26 Day 3. 3 late breakers, Spirit HF, Scout HCM Cadence. April 2026, Novo Nordisk, Wegovy HD US commercial launch. April 10th, Eli Lilly, Orforglipron target action date, obesity NDA, CNPV. TBD, Rocket Pharma, PRV sale, monetization decision. Late Q2 2026, Sarepta, FDA meeting on SRP 1001 accelerated pathway. Mid-2026, Eli Lilly, retatrutide phase 3 obesity readouts, Triumph program. H2 2026, Insmed, Arikayce SNDA filing, frontline MAC lung disease. Upgrade to Pro today. Read full article. Selective 2026 sponsorship placements are available. Reply directly to discuss a partnership or submit an inquiry here.